Hey YouTube, Doublexthebeast here. I got a quick BGS mail day come in. Should be a pretty fast little video, but I literally just had the FedEx guy drop this off. I don't know, 30, 45 minutes ago, and so I thought I'd shoot a video and show what all came in. This is just a bunch of crap they send with it in the package. But this was some Prizm stuff that I'd sent in, a Luka, Trae, and then a few Zions and a couple of John Morants. Nothing crazy other than the Zion silver is in here. So I just want to go through these pretty quickly and just show kind of what my grades were. BGS got these done basically on time or close to it. I know a lot of people have been kind of freaking out about the non-guaranteed times now, but it wasn't, they weren't behind really at all, nothing like that. So I can't really complain too much. So let me get some of this stuff out of the way, and I'm going to start from the right to the left here. And I already glanced at them here. I took them out real fast and glanced at them, so got them in an order. It did not do well on this card. This is a friend of mine's. This card is actually. I just got to tell him I'd grade it and sell it for him. It's just a base. Just nines across the board, except for the edges were 9.5. So pretty disappointed. I thought it was a 9.5. Thought the centering was a little bit better than a 9. So I'll put these in. Let me grab some actual sleeves so I can sleeve these as I go. I don't like handling them very many times. Once I get them out of the once I start touching those, I'll seal them up when I'm done. But pretty disappointed in that one, just because I thought it was a 9.5, but that's okay. Here's a Trae Young, and let me turn this lot backlight on, see if we can get a little bit more light going. I should have done that before I started. Yeah, there we go. I can see, took care of some of the glare. But yeah, this one came back a 9.5, and I thought it would be a 9.5 whenever I sent it in. Centering 9.5, corners 9.5, edges 9.5, surface 9.5. So just a true gem on that one. And it's just a base. It's not a silver, nothing like that. But these have went up a lot just because he's played well, and a lot of people are getting priced out of the silver market. And so, the next best thing is just get a really high grade base, and you can't go wrong with the high grade base rookies out of Prizm. Anyways, it's always going to be these players. It's always going to be some of the top rookie cards of these players. I'll seal that up when I'm done with the video. I like to get them out. These that come, if anybody's never graded through BGS, they always ship them in these, and I always appreciate it. PSA doesn't typically put theirs in anything. And these are they're real rigid, and I don't like sliding the cards in and out very many times, just because I don't want the cases to get scratched up. So usually as I'm sliding them out to look at them or shooting a video or anything like that, I just go ahead and sleeve them as I go. Here's a John Morant. This one was in very very high subgrades on it. I thought it would be. I pulled quite a few John Morants, and I sent in the best looking two. Centering is obviously a major problem on his cards. A lot of people have noticed that, but this one got a centering of 10, and then everything else a 9.5. So that one I was very very happy with. It's just a good looking card. I knew it was high grade. I didn't see a single surface flaw, no corner issues, edges, centering, nothing like that whenever I pulled it out. So just very cool. Obviously, really cool to get the 10 centering. That's the big thing on this card, and that's what that's what a lot of people will look for is on his stuff, just because it was so difficult. And here's the other John Moran I had. I thought this one was virtually just as good as the other one, but its surface got a 9, so I'm not sure exactly why. But it's still a gem. It's still 9.5. It's just not quite as nice of a 9.5. The other one I thought about sending it to PSA and try to get it switched over to a PSA 10, but I don't think I'm going to mess with that right now. But nice card. No problem with that. I'm happy I'm happy with it just because I know these are tough. Let's leave it real quick. Okay, so everything else is Zions from here on out. So let's see which one we've got for. I don't know which order they're in. Okay, here's a base Zion, and it has the exact same subs as that last John Morant. Came back a 9.5, 9.5 centering, 9.5 corners, 9.5 edges, and then the surface was a 9. So not exactly sure what the surface problem was, but it's still a gym. It's just not quite as nice of a gym, is what I would have hoped for. But I'm not going to complain. Let me get it sleeved here real quick. Sorry for taking the time to sleeve these. I just don't want the cases to get scratched up. Up next is the green. It came back at 9.5 with all 9.5 subs, so a true gem here. And these still maybe my favorite of all the different Prizm parallels, just because I think they're underrated. They've been around since the first year in 2012. They just do not sell all that well, but I think the greens look great, and they're just kind of a staple of the retail color. So I was very happy with pulling it, and then I was thrilled with the grade as well, being a true gem. So that one should do pretty well if I sell it, which I think most of these I'm going to sell and probably put my money towards either one big card or one or two really nice 90s baseball cards that I've been looking at. Let me get it sleeved, but cool card for sure. Got two left here, and one of them, it's the other base. Let me get all this. They always send all this stuff in these. I thought I pulled all that out of there. So this base was much higher subgrades than the other one. 9.5 centering, 9.5 corners, 9.5 surface, and then 10 on the edges. So that card is card's in really nice shape. High grade true gem right there. So that one should do pretty well, I think. Cool card for sure. Let me grab some sleeves. And then last but not least, this was the one Zion that I wanted to be a 9.5, and it's the one that did not get a 9.5, but I knew going in that there was a very, very strong chance that I wouldn't get a 9.5, and it's my silver that I pulled. It came back a 9, and I knew the stamp, the rookie card stamp, I don't know how well. Let me see if I can get the camera to zoom in on it right there. But it is not stamped. It's not squared up with the little cutout where it's stamped. So I knew the surface may come back a little bit lower. I don't know. I wish the camera would pick it up a little bit better to show you, but that's okay. But the centering was a 9.5, which everybody knows these are centered terribly most of the time. Corners 9.5, edges 9.5. This thing was set up for a gym, and surface comes back in 8.5. So I always hate when people on eBay put 0.5 away from gym or something like that. But that's what this one is. I won't be putting that in the listing if I do run it across eBay. But it is what it is. It's still in mint condition. It's still centered very well, looks well, but just because that stamp is dropped down just a little bit, doesn't get a gem grade, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Obviously it hurts the value considerably, but that's okay. I always look at it is what it is, and I would rather be able to find the flaw than, especially on surface, it come back in 8.5 and not be able to find the flaw. That's just aggravating. But when I pulled it, some of you may have seen my video when I pulled it. It looked perfect right away. I could not find a scratch on the front or the back. All the edges looked virtually perfect. The corners looked virtually perfect. The centering obviously maybe a touch off. Like I think I agree with the 9.5. It's probably about right, but not off much at all. So not arguing the grade at all. It's just, it kind of is what it is. But that's all I've got today. I just wanted to show my BGS mail day. I hadn't had a graded card mail day, and man, it's been probably close to a year now. I just haven't graded much, so I wanted to share it with everybody. It's always fun to get these back from the grading companies. So everybody have a safe week. Stay away from the coronavirus, and have a good week.